Tale as old as time,
Song as old as rhyme.
moistering the sheet.
Greetings and salutations. This is BIGJ XXX. What you see before you is a flag that was flown between the start of the Revolutionary War and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And this flag is called the Continental Flag. It has the British Jack. It has these 13 stripes. The black and white stripe. The white and red stripes. And the reason why I'm using this flag is to talk about the factions between people who are of the African continent and their disparaging comments towards black men and black women who are of the northern hemisphere, of the diaspora of the northern hemisphere, namely the United States, Canada, and yes, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. I'm really getting really fed up of how you, some of you been disparaging black Americans and black Canadians for so long. I have to put my foot down on this. Now, let me say this before we get here. I see myself as an African American, Afro-American, or just plainly black American. But we allow the Tariq Nasheeds with the FBA. We allow the Tone Talks, Yvette Carnells with their ADOS movement to run amok with their Xenophobia, with their black Xenophobia, and their misguided attempt to complain about white supremacy while doing white supremacy things to black people of the Caribbean and of the African continent. But let me also say this to you as well. I am not Pan-African. I will never be Pan-African. I will never side with the pro-black community. I will never side with the black power, some of you so-called black power types. Because y'all is just as equally shiesty and fraudulent as the people I mentioned previously. I might have African DNA, But my citizenship and my culture is North American. So let me just sit here and say this. Let me say this to you Pan-Africans and some of you Africans who come on YouTube making disparaging comments about African Americans, African Canadians, and African British people. If it wasn't for us, where would you be? Let me say this again. If it wasn't for us, where would you be? There was plenty of us black Americans who flew airplanes like the Tuskegee Airmen. There was plenty black men of the Black Panther tank battalion that fought the Nazis. There were many black scientists in the United States of America. From the gas mask. I'm not going to name you the names of the gentlemen, but we're going to talk about George Washington Carver, Peanuts, ambassadors, the one who went to Israel to settle the first Israeli war with the Arab world, that the racist white government of America, quote unquote, sent him to do. When Mussolini was gassing the Ethiopians, who came down there from New York? There was black newspapers in Chicago, black newspaper in New York, black newspapers in Los Angeles and in Houston talk about asking young black men in America to go to Ethiopia and fight against the fascists that Mussolini was doing to the Ethiopian people. But you said black Americans ain't shit. There have been black astronauts. Now I know the first black astronaut was not an American, he was Cuban. That was 1978. I think his name was Carlos. I forgot his name. He was Cuban. He was the first black man in outer space, or the first man of African descent who went to outer space, rather. But you go around here saying black people in the northern hemisphere of the diaspora ain't shit. And then on the flip side, you got your FBA. You got your ADOS on the other end, being fraudulent. Oh, yes, I'll say it. Being fraudulent. Downplaying the contributions of people like Steve Biko, Patrice Mutomba, Nelson Mandela, the war tactics that Shaka Zulu was doing. We want to call them, make fun of them too, right? downplaying their contributions to mankind. And then though you come, then you all make these stupid ass online movements. And I'm glad most black people in America don't use the term ADOS. I'm glad most black people outside of social media don't use the term fundamental black Americans. I'm so glad they don't use that. They call themselves black, or they call themselves African Americans, Afro Americans. Let's keep it there. But one thing I do notice about each of these movements, doesn't matter is pro-American or pro-African, I notice one thing. Y'all complain about white supremacy. You're complaining about who's more blacker than who's less blacker than you. Then y'all sit there and talk about who's not doing enough. But when we listen to your lips, listen to the words that come off your lips, off your tongue, it sounds like the very colonizer that enslaved you for the past 500 years, that been conquering you for the past 230 years. That's how y'all sound. So you can miss me with the talking point that you're for your people. I don't want to hear it. Because you don't see British Butamba talk about bad about Martin Luther King. You don't hear Steve Biko in South Africa talking trash about Malcolm X. You don't see Bob Marley talking trash about who's in Jamaica, talking anything bad about the emperor of Ethiopia. I can't pronounce his name, by the way. That's why I can't say his name. Now, I'm not one of them black unity types either. I'm telling you this right now. I'm not one of you black unity types either. I just know bullshit when I hear it. I'm not here for unity's sake. I believe that men, and when I said men, I'm talking about you ladies too. So don't. I'm not trying to be sexist. When I say men, I'm talking about in the humankind rather. I believe in the brotherhood and sisterhood of man, right? I believe that in order to gain respect at the table of nations, one must understand about what is moral and what is right. People have to have a fundamental. Oh man, I can't pronounce. I can't even talk right today on this video, but I powered through it. That all your words of conflict is meaningless. It serves no purpose to gain any type of goal that you seeking. You can't sit there and bash you Negroes who are in the ADOS movement, FBA movement. You can't bash your black immigrant brothers just for a white man's coins. We need our reparations. We're going to bash the black immigrant who's coming over. They have no say in the civil rights movement. Really? Okay. They have no say in the civil rights movement. Okay, fine. Then tell me something. Then how come black Canadians call for help and had Dr. Martin Luther King going up there to Canada to give a couple speeches talking about what happened in the town called Africanville. I don't know if y'all remember, there's a town called Africanville that was torn down in 1958. Y'all, hey, now I might be, I think it's 1958 or 59. I forgot which year it was. When all that racial tension in Great Britain was going on, who came over there and was encouraging the black British people? I can name you 2 or 3 black Americans. 2 of them you already know. 2 of them spoke at the Oxford debate. One of them was Baldwin, James Baldwin. The other one was Malcolm X. And Malcolm X, if I'm not mistaken, I think Malcolm X was banned from entering into the United Kingdom. In 1968, 2 days after Martin Luther King was assassinated in Memphis. See, some of y'all thought the riots was just in the United States. Some of y'all actually thought it was just solely in the United States. But you got a guy, a white racist member of parliament, conservative by the name of Enoch Pyle, made a speech called The Rivers of Blood. What do you think he made that speech for? Days after Dr. King was laying in state, laying in the church room, laying in the church house, waiting for his funeral. But y'all gonna have to take the gall to talk about how black Americans ain't shit. We all, I'm talking about as a human body, no matter what race it is, we all try to strive to a certain level of respect among the table of nations. We all try to strive for safety and security among the nation, among the table of nations. But you can't get that when you trying to fight, when you try to talk about reparations and try to down Caribbeans and Africans just because you want a coin. Now, my argument is not for or against reparations. This is more about something that money can't buy, that y'all keep throwing away. And that is your self-respect and the respect of other people. That's what this is about. The respect of other people. Something that you refuse to acknowledge yourself, Tariq Nasheed. That's what you refuse to acknowledge to yourself, Yvette Carnell, Tone Talks, and those Pan-Africans like Filthy Advice Show, the House of Consciousness, and some of you civil rights Negroes like Roland Martin. Y'all talking about, y'all want a black media. Y'all here want to talk about you want respect. How the hell do you want respect when you can't give it yourself? How the hell can you create rules for everybody else, but yet you refuse to go by the same rules you written down yourself? You just as bad as the oppressor, as the group of people you call the oppressor. Huh? I'm talking to you. Both of y'all, both sides in this argument. And when I say both sides, I'm talking about FBA, ADOS in one corner, and you Pan-Africans on the other. You Pan-Africans, Caribbean, whatever y'all call it. All of y'all. I'm saying no, ain't both sides. All of y'all, all these little stupid ass factions, shut the fuck up and sit down. Because the thing is, y'all don't show leadership. Y'all don't show how it's like to be humble. Y'all don't show intellect. And all y'all do is sit there and try to play victim rather than try to be a victor for tomorrow. That's why China is covering up the eastern half of the African continent. That's why France is covered on the west side. Don't ask black Americans they ain't. Don't tell black Americans they ain't shit when black Americans help you. When black Canadians, black Americans, black British fought colonialism at their own doorstep. Their former Jim Crow and black laws. By them doing it on our doorstep here at home, help influence decolonization where you are at. And no, let me say this again. I'm not a Pan-African. I'm an anti-imperialist. Let me say this again. I'm gonna say this again so we can sit here and stop the cap. So we can sit there and understand each other like men and like women. So you can understand where I'm coming from. Since some of y'all call me a coon or refer to me as a coon. I am an American unionist. I believe in the union. But I am also an anti-imperialist. Now, since we understand each other, let's not call each other coon no more. Let's not sit there to cast these false aspersions. Don't sit there try to tell me who I should talk to, who I should sleep with, who I should spend money with. Let's get that out the way. Let's not talk about this no more. But let me say this to you, ADOS, you fundamental Black American. There's a better way to to have our reparations. I did a video on that long time ago. If y'all really were serious about this. But it shows y'all not really serious. You're not. You're not serious. Because y'all keep hanging your hat on HB, what's it called? 409, something like that. HB 40. HB 40. Let me tell you an avenue to get there. So we can end these useless debates. So we can end all these debates about who is going to get what. Should mixed people, and let me talk about this. I got to defend people who are biracial or who have black blood in them. I got to defend them too, because you pro-blacks have been attacking. Y'all want to wonder why there's such thing called the golden sphere. You know why? I defended the golden sphere? Because Tone Talks and Yvette Carnell rolled out a video using President Obama and now Vice President, unfortunately, Kamala Harris, to say that mixed people are ruining black people politically. And a lot of you on social media who don't think for themselves, will use that to target mixed people who call themselves black or mixed people in general. Y'all mad because some light-skinned black woman, black people are hanging around with mixed black people. Let me say this right now. This is to somebody who is biracial. Listen, you are just as black and just as white. Okay? You're both black and white. You're as much as a black person as a black person. You're just as a white person as a white person. Let's stop the cap. Some of you pro-blacks on this YouTube are mighty hypocritical. You can sit here and attack the women of the golden sphere. You can sit here and attack Tone Space. You can sit here and attack real life in cyberspace. Y'all can sit here and attack some of these people some of these actresses who are of mixed heritage. Well, I forgot what I was about to say because y'all forgot. Y'all can attack me all you want, but you just sound like y'all's oppressor. That's why I defended them back in 2018. See, the thing is, y'all don't have them on your own. You can attack them today, but then y'all put pictures of Frederick Douglass and W.D. Du Bois and say they're black. Malcolm X. And I don't want to hear talking about he only got one white grandparent. I don't care. Because y'all, whatever judgments you have have on Frederick Douglass and Malcolm X or W.D. Du Bois or Booker T. Washington. Anybody of the same racial mixture of today, y'all condemn on these YouTube streets. And I see it for what it really is. That's why I had a problem with some of you pro-blacks. That's why I had a problem with some of you back to Africa, red ball, green ball, black ball Negroes who get on YouTube and yap. Now, that's what it's reparations thing. I have an idea on how black people can get the reparations, but the problem is, y'all won't sit there and take note of it, because to y'all, I sound either one, I'm either a coon, I hang around with too many white people, I'm not Pan-African, I'm not pro-black. But if I can tell you how it's simple for y'all to get reparations, there's an easier path to get it. I want to know would y'all take it, or would y'all hear me out on that one? I doubt y'all would. But anyway, there's some links in the description box. There's some links in the description box that can back up everything I said. That's right. There are some links in the description box that can back up every damn thing I stated. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.